Now we are calling for an exit. We want to exit Nigeria. The Nigeria government has made the Ooni of Ife a herbalist to become the traditional ruler of southern Nigeria, which means Nigeria has been divided into two in terms of tradition. Northern Nigeria is being led by Sadan of Sokoto as the traditional head of the northern Nigeria. The southern Nigeria, the Ooni of Ife, to lead the traditional ruler in southern Nigeria. Who is Ooni of Ife? Ooni of Ife is a herbalist, a chief priest, watching over a shrine in Ile-Ife in Osun State. He's never a king or a chief or a nogi or whatever. From nowhere, he become now the leader of the traditional ruler in southern Nigeria. What a shame, what a disgrace. So we, the great Bini kingdom, we are not a part of this. This is the last stroke that break the camel's back. Ooni of Ife cannot speak on behalf of the Oba of Benin to the federal government of Nigeria. Ooni of Ife doesn't have the capacity to speak on behalf of the Oba of Benin anything related to tradition, because he is never a traditional ruler, where neither is he born a traditional ruler. So please, I'm calling on all Nigerians, all Edolites, to take note of what the federal government of Nigeria have done. That is why I am calling openly that we should exit Nigeria. The insult is too much. It's all the bloggers, all the news medias, help us to amplify this news that we want to leave Nigeria.
The man said that Bini Kingdom should leave Nigeria. They should exit Nigeria. They should be a separate country from Nigeria because the federal government of Nigeria made the Ooni of Ife the permanent chairman of Southern Nigeria traditional rulers. The Oba of Bini is the permanent chairman of traditional rulers in Edo State. In Edo State, there are so many tribes there. Tribes that have nothing in common with Bini Kingdom. In Edo State, there are indigenous Igbo communities there. There are indigenous Igala speaking communities there. Esan people are there. They are not Bini people. Yoruba communities are there. Ijo communities are there. All these tribes that I just mentioned are indigenous people. Now Edo State be their land. Why they not make a king from Ibanke community the permanent chairman of traditional rulers in Edo State? Why they not make any Esan king permanent chairman for Edo State? Why they not make king from the indigenous Ijo people where they Edo State as the permanent chairman of traditional rulers in Edo State? The same thing where these Bini people they verse for. Now waiting Bini people they do other people. You are angry that the Ooni of Ife was made the permanent chairman of traditional rulers in southern Nigeria, but you are not angry that the Oba of Bini is the permanent chairman of traditional rulers in Edo State. Wicked people. Bini people will tell you that the Oba of Bini is the only king in Edo State. Which sensible person go even one day for the same country with these Bini people? So you Bini people now they feel say, if una want stay una own as a separate country, see other tribes go follow una. This country where Bini people they find, so they want to make sure that Anyoma people are in that their republic. They want to make sure that Esan people follow them, Urobo Isoko people follow them, Ijo people follow them, the entire South follow them. And that is why Bini people are online championing a cause called Royal South Republic. He said that the Ooni of Ife is a herbalist, a chief priest who is looking over a shrine in Ile-Ife. That he is not a king, a chief, or an enogie. The Ooni of Ife is a priest. His duty is to look over the shrines that belongs to Oduduwa in Ile-Ife. The Ooni of Ife is a priest king. The Ooni of Ife is just like Ezenri. Ezenri is a priest. If you go to Aguleri, Eze Chukwuemeka Eri is a priest. He's a priest king. Ezemu, the father of Ubuluku Kingdom and the entire Obolo communities in Igbo land, he is a priest king. So wetin dey give dis Benin people mind say Ooni of Ife no be king? This is why I always say that this set of Benin people don't have sense. They don't have sense. Imagine saying that the Ooni of Ife is not a king. Yoruba kings that you see today that are ruling other Yoruba kingdoms, they bow down to the Ooni of Ife. And this set of Benin people that don't have sense are online saying, the Ooni of Ife is just a priest, he's just a herbalist, he's just a dibia looking over a shrine. Benin people, whether you like it or not, the Ooni of Ife is bigger than the Oba of Bini because he is in that throne with the authority of Oduduwa. Oduduwa gave him the mandate to be the leader of Yoruba race. The Ooni of Ife is not a descendant of Oduduwa. That one we know. When Oduduwa was alive in Ile-Ife, there was a young man that was serving him. That young man is not a descendant of Oduduwa. When Oduduwa was very old, in his dying bed, he gave that young man the authority to be the Ooni of Ile-Ife, to be the leader of Yoruba nation. And after that, the lineage of that young man is the one producing the Onis of Ile-Ife. The Oba of Bini is a descendant of Oduduwa through Oromiyan, the grandson of Oduduwa. Same with the Alafin of Oyo. Those kings in Yoruba land, they know this history that I'm talking about now. They know that the Ooni of Ife is not a descendant of Oduduwa, but they worship him, they bow down to him because they know that Oduduwa gave him the mandate to be the leader of Yoruba nation. Wetin dey give dis Benin people mind to dey talk say Ooni of Ife no be king? Do you know what it means to be a priest king? You know wetin be priest? He said that the Ooni of Ife cannot speak on behalf of the Oba of Bini, that he's not a traditional ruler or a born traditional ruler. Whether Benin people like it or not, the Ooni of Ife is bigger than the Oba of Bini as far as Oduduwa nation is concerned. Other kings in Yoruba land are not complaining. The Alafin of Oyo did not complain. Yoruba people did not complain. Why is it that Benin people whose ancestors are Yoruba people from Ile-Ife are the ones complaining? If you understand history, you will know what I'm talking about. You want to put the Oba of Bini above the Ooni of Ife, his father. Benin Kingdom, you people will remain in Nigeria. You go nowhere. When His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence Agubuzu came out in the presence of Tinubu, Ooni of Ife, and other traditional rulers in Abuja and told them that there is nothing like Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council, that Igbo nation have their own traditional rulers council, that we do our things in our own way. When he was saying it, why is it that no Benin chief came out and said the same thing? Abina go talk say if Oba of Benin no go, say he no send any representative from Benin Kingdom to go that place go represent am. If to say the Oba of Benin send people wey go represent am for that Abuja, why is it that those people did not come out to speak on behalf of the Oba of Benin? Na online una get mouth to talk, but if una reach where una go talk, una no go fit talk. We want to leave Nigeria. Come leave now, make federal government of Nigeria see. If they no go pack all of una, lock una put inside cell. What His Royal Majesty Igwe Lawrence Agubuzu said there, he said it on behalf of Igbo nation. And if you look well to what he said, he also said it on behalf of South Traditional Rulers Council. He spoke in defense of the Southeast and also in defense of the South. Yet, you go see so many mumu from other tribes for Southern Nigeria go see they talk say Igbo nation is their problem. Person they speak on behalf of una own kings for South. Yet, tomorrow una go see come and talk say Igbo is the problem of Southern Nigeria. Igbo is the problem of Nigeria. Why is it that no king from the South came out to speak? We want to leave Nigeria. Benin Kingdom, let's get prepared to leave Nigeria. Una think say self-determination na from out. You go just wake up one morning and talk say you wan start to dey agitate for Ile-Benin Republic. That thing where British do una for 1897, una go know say that one small. Wetin Nigeria government go do una? No be that Bini Kingdom, 3 local governments. Now one form country. Why the man not come out to Nigeria, start to the protest, carry Bini flag, they protest, say, we want Ile Bini Republic, we want to leave Nigeria. Make it come try am now. I be teaching that today for Italy, they talk rubbish. The Oba of Bini suspended the kings of Ibanke people. People that don't speak the same language with him. He suspended them. No Bini person come out to talk say wetin their Oba do no good. Say their Oba they find trouble. They not talk like that. Instead, all of them support their Oba. Ibanke kings not talk say they won't be the permanent chairman of traditional rulers wey they do state o. They just talk say they no longer want to be slaves to the Oba of Bini. Now Oba of Bini suspend them from their own throne. And Ibanke kings started saying that they no longer want to remain in the Edo State, that they want to leave Edo State and join Anioma State through boundary adjustments. Benin people start to diverse. So many Benin people are online backing, saying that Ibanke people must remain in Edo State, that the land of Ibanke people belongs to the Oba of Bini. Land where Ibanke people don't occupy since their history. Now in Bini Kingdom, they talk say, now them get their land. You don't want Ibanke people to leave Edo State, but you Benin people want to leave Nigeria. You people must be joking. Every Yoruba descendant not supposed to diverse say they make the Ooni of Ife the permanent chairman of Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. Now only Benin Kingdom diverse. Upon say Benin Kingdom now of Yoruba original, now Yoruba people now born Benin Kingdom. Yet now them they pay pass because they want their Oba that is a subordinate to the Ooni of Ife to be the permanent chairman of Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. Benin Kingdom go remain for Nigeria. You go nowhere. As suffering in Nigeria, so una go dey Nigeria, follow all Nigerians, they suffer that suffer. The Ooni of Ife is the permanent chairman of Traditional Rulers Council. For now, your Oba is under him. If una like make una cry from now till tomorrow, the Ooni of Ife is bigger than the Oba of Bini. And there is nothing you Bini people can do about it.
Today, I'm grateful to God that we, the people of Great Benin Kingdom, are still in existence. Today, February, mark it 129 years since the British invaded Benin Kingdom. 129 years ago that the British invaded Benin Kingdom. Today, we are still here and we are still stronger every day. So today, our celebration is going on in Arosa Church in Benin City. I'm here in London. My name is Prince Joseph Ogiho, the grandson of Oba Oloa, who was the Oba of Benin in 1475 to 1480. The father of the Ooni of Ife and the Olu of Warri, Oba Oloa, in his blessed memory. Today, I'm here to congratulate all the Edo people. Yes, we will say congratulations, but because the British wanted to wipe us out. But today, we are still here. We are still strong. Thank God for the return of the kingship. The kingship has been returned. The artifacts are coming home. My concern is that it is time for we, the Edo people, vis-a-vis the Benin Kingdom, to rise up and fight for the return of the sovereignty of the Benin Kingdom. The sovereignty of the Benin Kingdom, is time for we to fight for it, because the Oba of Urame in 1897 never surrendered to the British, never signed out Benin Kingdom to the British. So today we have the right to ask for the return of our sovereignty. So the king have returned back. To God be the glory. The artifacts are coming home. It is time now for we, the Benis, to stand up, to raise of our sovereignty. It is time for the British, for the atrocity they've committed in 1897. It is time for we, all the Benis, both home and abroad, let us team up together to fight for the restoration of the Benin Kingdom. This is the right time. It's been 129 years since this atrocity took place. 129 years. So with the Benis, home and abroad, it is time we now rise up to say enough is enough. Okay, so now that the president of America, Donald Trump, said he's going to divide Nigeria into two, the northern Nigeria to the Muslim, the southern Nigeria to the Christian. So if the southern Nigeria belongs to the Christian, then who is going to be the leader of the southern Nigeria? Is it the Igbos that have the majority of the Christian, or the Yorubas that have the majority of the Christian? So we, the Benin people, we are not a part of that Christian southern Nigeria. It is time now to say no. Why? Before you divide Nigeria into two, the northern part to the Muslim, the southern part to the Christian, we want you to remove Benin Kingdom out of Nigeria, then you can share the rest of them, because we were a sovereign country prior before 1897, and a sovereign country we will continue to be. So we must not allow the Igbos to become the leader of the Southern Nigeria, we will not be answerable to the Igbo. Or to the Yoruba to become the leader of the Southern Nigeria, we will not be answerable to the Yorubas. No. That will never happen. When Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914, it was given to the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the Hausa. They call it Wazobia. Benin Kingdom was excluded from it. So now again, the Nigeria is going to be divided into two. So we, the Benin, it is time for us to say, once beaten, twice shy. We will not allow what happened to us in 1914 to happen again in 2026. What happened in 1914 when Nigeria was amalgamated? We were added to the Yoruba, to the West. In 1914, when Nigeria was amalgamated, Benin Kingdom was added to the West. Until our Akezwa, in his blessed memory, stood up to say, no, we are not Yorubas, we are not Igbo. We cannot be added to the Yorubas, to the West. They say, well, it has already been divided, there's nothing you can do. They say, if you want your state of your place to be given, then you need to get it by referendum. That is why Midwestern state is only a state in Nigeria that was created by referendum. It was because of our Akenzwa that we have a referendum that created Midwestern state. So today, if Nigeria is going to be divided into two, Northern Nigeria and Southern Nigeria, the Northern Nigeria to the Muslim, the Southern Nigeria to the Christian. So we want the Benin Kingdom to be out of it. Our Oba of Benin, Oba Gatokpe, he said, cannot answer to the Igbos or to the Yorubas. That will never happen. Not now, not ever. If it didn't happen in 1914, it did not happen during the Biafra War, and it's not going to happen this time that we will be added to the Igbos or to be added to the Yoruba. That will never happen. So that's why I'm here today to plead with all Nigeria, all Edolites, the citizens of Great Benin Kingdom. We need two people to be sent to America, because according to my knowledge that the Igbos are in America negotiating with the congressmen and women in Washington, D.C. The Yorubas are in Washington, D.C. negotiating with the congressmen and women. So it is also time that we, the Benis, the Edo people, we should also send people to Congress in Washington to submit a letter to them to tell them that if you want to divide Nigeria into two, Northern Nigeria and Southern Nigeria, the Northern Nigeria to the Muslim, the Southern Nigeria to the Christian, we don't have a problem with that. But we want Benin Kingdom to be removed from it before you divide it. Because he said a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So we are looking for two people that will carry the Benin Kingdom matter to Washington, D.C. for us. If you know that you are capable, you are well able, please reach out to me. My number is +44 75 30 285 120. Reach out to me on +44 75 30 285 120. If you know that you are capable to take the Benin Kingdom matter to Washington, D.C. and speak to congressmen and women that Benin Kingdom should not be a part of the Nigeria, Southern Nigeria as a Christian. We are neither Christian nor Muslim. We are traditionalists. We are traditionalists. The Oba of Benin is the head of the world. No. Please, my Benin brothers, my Edo brothers and sisters, the Great Benin Kingdom, please, wherever you are, please, let us begin to solicit right now. Please, if you know you can speak on our behalf, we want you to let us know. So call me so I can tell you what it takes for we to send you there. We are sending you there for 2 weeks. These 2 weeks we are sending you to America. We will pay for your accommodation, pay for your flight, pay for everything. 2 weeks is enough for you to deliver this message to congressmen and women in America. Once again, I want to say congratulations to the Benin Kingdom, to Edolites, wherever you are all over the world, that as we celebrate or commemorated the 1897 invasion, which has been 129 years old, that the British thought that they will overcome us and wipe us out. But today we are still here, waxing strong every day. Forget about the noise on the background. Men are at work. That is Britain for you. So please, my brothers and sisters, let us hold firm. Let us stand firm for the restoration of Benin Kingdom. All we are saying is that it's time for all the Benis all over the world. Let us join our hands together to fight for the restoration of the Benin Kingdom. Let us become our own. Let us become our own. Let us depend on ourselves. Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914, created to become a country in 1960. For how God knows how long now, since 1960, Nigeria has not benefited with the Benin Kingdom. NNPC was formed in 1977. Oil, they have been draining oil from Benin Kingdom since 1977. What have we benefited from it? What have we? Nothing. So we are the landlord. We are not living like a tenant in our own house. It is time for all of us to come together to say the time have come for the sovereignty of the Benin Kingdom to be actualized. Please, we are not saying it for saying sake. It is time we rise to fight for what belongs to us. So I learned that President Tinubu is coming to England or UK in March. This is my message to President Tinubu. If you come to UK in March and you meet with King Charles, tell him to return our stolen artifacts. That is my message for you. President Ahmed Tinubu, when you come to visit King Charles in March this year 2026, please tell him that the Benin Kingdom wants the artifact that were looted in 1897. The artifact they stole from us in 1897. It is time for the British government to return it. So that is my plea to you. Tell King Charles that the British government should return all our artifacts. That is my message to President Tinubu. When you visit UK in March, tell the British government to return all our artifacts that is stole from Benin Kingdom, that is in British Museum. They should return everything back to us. So, my dear people of Edo State, my dear people of Great Benin Kingdom, my Edolites, please, it is time we work together as one. The time of division is over. 129 years is more than enough for we to put our hands together and speak with one voice for the return of our sovereignty. For the return of our sovereignty. The Bini will say, I run about again. It is time for we to be under ourselves again, as we were prior before 1897. So this is my message to all the Edolites, both home and abroad, all the citizens of Great Benin Kingdom. I say congratulations that we are still here. The British thought that they could swallow. There are a lot of countries in Africa that the British fought with. Today, they are nowhere to be found. But we are still in existence. We are still in existence. So as the celebration of the February 1897 is going on, let us congratulate ourselves that the British fought with us. They thought that they have destroyed us. But here, today, we are still here. To God be the glory and our ancestors.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. We can listen to the people of Benin saying that they want to secede away and they want to have their own kingdom and they don't want to be part of Nigeria again because of the traditional ruling council leader that was like kind of appointed as the leader who will be supervising and leading the south, and also another person who was appointed in the person of Sultan of Sokoto, who will be leading the north as well. So this is causing a whole lot of dissatisfaction amongst the people of the Edos, the people of the Benin Kingdom rather. And in this regard, they are saying that they want to leave Nigeria and they don't want to be part of this country again because this whole country is a charade already and it's no longer making sense to them. That they can't live in a country where they will be termed at second class or subservient to people who originally they are supposed to be like ahead of. So they are also clamoring for their own state. They are clamoring for their own nation as well, just like the Igbos, the Yorubas, and other parts of Nigeria are clamoring for. So they want to join them to clamor for their own republic as well, so that they can have their own empire, they have their own kingdom, just like as it were before we were all brought together to forge this country called Nigeria. So for me, I think it's a welcome development if they can do it the right way. Of course, it's not been easy for the Igbos and even the Yorubas to like kind of achieve this whole secession thing. However, they are still on the way trying to push and trying to lobby to see how they can do it. Of course, this country is not working, and if there's a feasible way of splitting and everybody getting their cards well, I believe it's going to be in the best interest of everybody in this country, because the myriad of challenges we are facing in this country now is becoming too much for us to become one. I believe the moment we are segmented into various countries, everybody should be able to manage their own country and manage their own resources. All these whole kingship issues, all these whole superiority issues, I think it will be like kind of dealt with to a considerable level, and this whole issue of insecurity, resource control, and so many other thing that we're facing, so many other issues that we're facing, I believe dividing or having different republics out of this country, Nigeria, is going to help solve so many problems. But the only issue I have is maybe you're trying to like kind of hide under the guise that people are being disrespected, or probably maybe people are trying to kind of take away your people, or maybe take some people away from your kingdom. That's the reason why you need to fight to have your own kingdom intact, and then you need your republic to ensure that you all go away with those people. I think that's a very wrong notion, because everybody knows their ancestry. You don't need to tell me to come and tell you my ancestry. You don't need to tell me my own history. Of course, our geographical settlement currently, and the region we come from, is one of the problems that we are facing in this country as a result of the balkanization of this country during the British, and it did so many people, especially the Southerners, dirty, and that's the reason why their heritage has been lost, their roots has been lost. However, in terms of cultural disparity and cultural closeness, cultural identity, if you contrast and compare, of course you should be able to know which culture is best for which, and which culture one of these languages, or any of the languages, or any of the ethnic groups is closer to or emanates from. So of course, if probably any cultural or maybe any ethnic group decides to form allegiance and trace back their ancestry to the right place, or to the roots they perceive as their right ancestry, then I don't think this should be a problem. But if you are saying that okay, you want to succeed, you want to have your own republic, it's a good thing, it's a welcome development, and everybody should strive to get this, so that everybody can have their own country just like it were before we're all jam-packed together. This is my opinion. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.